Welcome to Vivid English Podcast. Hello, everyone. I am Sarah.
And I'm James. Hello to all our listeners.
It's so good to be here with you. How are you doing today?
I am doing very well, thank you. Although, I have to be honest, I've been staring at a computer screen all morning, so my eyes are a little tired. How about you?
I am doing great. And it's funny you mentioned staring at a screen because today we're going to talk about something a little more old school.
Oh, are we going back in time?
In a way, yes. We're talking about using a pen and paper or, a keyboard.
Ah,
We are discussing why writing is actually the secret weapon for speaking.
writing to improve speaking. That sounds a bit backward, doesn't it?
It does.
I mean, usually when people want to improve their speaking, they think, I just need to talk more.
Exactly. That's the common trap. People think, I want to run a marathon, so I must just run. But actually, you need to do gym work, stretching, all that other stuff. Writing is the gym work for your mouth.
I like that analogy, gym work. But tell me, if you're a learner who feels stuck in a conversation, how does sitting alone with a notebook actually help you in a real social situation?
It all comes down to one big idea. It's called cognitive load.
Cognitive load. Okay, that sounds a little technical.
It does, but the idea is simple. Think about a real conversation. When you're talking to someone, what is your brain doing?
Oh, well, it's doing a lot of things. I'm listening to the other person. I'm thinking about what I want to say, trying to find the right words, worrying about my pronunciation. And I'm probably looking at their face to see if they understand me.
Exactly. Your brain is doing 5 or 6 things all at the same time. The load is it's too heavy.
So you don't have any spare energy to learn.
None. You are just trying to survive the sentence.
That is so true. It really is survival mode.
But when you write, you remove almost all of that pressure.
Right. You're not listening to someone in real time.
You're not checking their reaction.
So writing is basically speaking in slow motion.
Yes, that is the perfect way to put it. Speaking in slow motion. And when you slow it down, you can actually make choices.
Choices. What do you mean by choices?
Well, in a fast conversation, you'll always use the words you already know perfectly. You use the simplest grammar because it's safe.
The safe route.
But in writing, you can look at a sentence and ask yourself, is there a better way to say this?
I see. And I suppose once you write that better sentence, something clicks in your brain.
It's like saving a file. Because you took the time to build that sentence slowly, your brain records it. It remembers that path.
It's like a musician practicing scales.
How so?
A pianist doesn't just go on stage and play a really fast piece immediately. They practice slowly at home first, building that muscle memory.
That is it, exactly. Journaling is your slow practice. You're building a personal script for your life.
A personal script. I love that idea. Because really, most of our conversations are kind of repetitive.
They are.
We talk about our work, our weekend, our hobbies.
Right. So if you've already written the script for how is your day, in your journal, you'll be so much more prepared when someone asks you in real life.
Okay, I am completely sold on the concept. Lower the cognitive load, build a script. But I can hear our listeners thinking something right now.
Oh, yeah. What are they thinking?
They're thinking, my life is really normal. I go to work, I come home, I watch TV. I don't have anything interesting to write about.
Yes. The my life is boring objection.
It's a real concern for people. If nothing exciting happened, how can you write in a journal?
And this brings us to our first practical method. We call it the daily recap. And the rule here is you don't need big events.
So you don't need, a car chase or a big promotion at work?
Not at all. In fact, writing about small, normal things is actually better for learning English.
Okay, why is that?
Because that's the real skill. You need to learn how to make normal things sound interesting. That's what good storytellers do.
All right, so let's say I just went to work and had a sandwich for lunch. How do I make that into a good journal entry?
Okay, so the rule is write down 3 things that happened. And this is the most important part, how you felt or what you thought about them.
The internal reaction.
Yes. So don't just write, I ate a sandwich. That's a level 1 sentence. We want to get you to level 2.
Give us an example of a level 2 sentence for a boring day.
Well, you could use a phrase like, I found myself thinking about.
I found myself thinking about. I like that. It sounds very reflective.
So you could write, while eating my sandwich, I found myself thinking about my next vacation. Suddenly, a boring lunch becomes an interesting thought.
That is much better. It sounds more fluid. Okay, what's another phrase we can use to upgrade a boring day?
Let's say your day was really busy, but just with normal work stuff. Instead of saying, I was busy, you could write, today was a bit of a
A
whirlwind.
whirlwind.
Yes, just paints a picture. Today was a bit of a whirlwind. It suggests speed, maybe a little chaos, but it's a beautiful expression.
And if you write that in your journal tonight, you're much more likely to use it tomorrow when a coworker asks how your day was.
You'll say, oh, it was a bit of a whirlwind, and you'll just sound so natural.
So the daily recap is not just a list of facts, it's really a practice ground for better vocabulary and storytelling.
Exactly. And it only takes 5 minutes.
5 minutes is very doable. But, we're living in 2026. Writing with a pen is great, but we have some pretty powerful tools now.
We certainly do. And this is where things get really exciting for learners. We're talking about using AI, artificial intelligence, as your own personal editor.
I use this all the time for other languages, and it is a complete game changer. But you have to know how to use it right. You can't just be lazy.
Right. So walk us through the process. How do you use an AI tool to improve your journal?
Step one is the same. You write your entry yourself. First, you have to do the work.
So I write my messy, imperfect sentences about my whirlwind day. Then what?
Then you copy and paste that text into an AI tool. But, and this part is critical, you have to give it the right instruction, the right prompt.
So not just fix this.
No, fix this is too vague. You want to ask something like, how would a native speaker say this more naturally?
Ooh, I see the difference. You're not asking for correct grammar, you're asking for natural flow.
Exactly. And there is a huge gap between English that is grammatically correct and English that sounds natural to a native speaker.
Can you give us an example of that gap?
Sure. Let's say you write, I decided to go to the party. That's 100% correct. But maybe the AI suggests, I made up my mind to go to the party.
Made up my mind. That does sound more conversational.
It does. And when you compare your version with the AI's version side by side, you see that gap. And that is where the learning happens.
You can also play with the tone, can't you?
Oh, yeah, this is the advanced strategy. You can tell the AI, rewrite this to sound like I am talking to a close friend, or rewrite this to sound professional for a business meeting.
That is fascinating. And seeing those different options helps you understand nuance.
And nuance is the hardest thing to learn from a textbook. But this method just gives it to you.
This actually connects perfectly to another idea we wanted to talk about, collocations.
Collocations, it sounds like a big fancy word.
It just means word partners. Words that naturally go together in English.
This is something native speakers just feel. But it can be very difficult for learners.
Right. For example, let's take the word opportunity.
Okay.
A learner might write, I got an opportunity.
A native speaker would be more likely to say, I seized the opportunity. Seized. S-E-I-Z-E. To seize something means to grab it quickly and with force. It sounds much more active, more confident.
Exactly. Seize and opportunity are word partners. They're collocations.
Or think about a choice. You don't do a decision. You make a decision.
When you use that AI method we just talked about, it will naturally suggest these collocations for you. But I know a lot of people listening right now are probably nodding their heads, but they're still afraid to start.
The fear of the blank page.
The fear of making mistakes, perfectionism, it stops so many people before they even begin.
Oh, I've seen that. They write one sentence, then they stop to look up a word in the dictionary. Then they write 2 more words and check a grammar book.
It's painful, and it makes writing feel like a punishment.
It completely destroys the flow of your thoughts.
So we have a golden rule for journaling to fluency.
Okay, what is this rule?
The rule is never stop writing to look up a word.
Never.
Never. If you are in the middle of a sentence and you don't know the English word for something, just write it in your native language, put it in brackets, and keep going.
So you just leave a little hole in the English sentence.
Yes. Fill the hole with your language and finish the thought. Get the story out.
I like this. It keeps your brain in thinking mode instead of dictionary mode.
Exactly. If you stop to look up a word, you lose the emotion. You become a translator, not a writer.
So you finish the whole entry first. It's a bit messy. It has mixed languages. Then what do?
Then, after you are done, you go back. You look at those words in brackets and you find the English translations.
That makes a lot of sense. You separate the creative part from the editing part.
And speaking of messy, what do your own journals look like?
Oh, you do not want to see them. My handwriting is terrible. I cross things out. I draw arrows to move sentences. It is a total disaster zone.
But that's okay.
It is more than okay. It's necessary. A journal is not a graded essay.
Right.
Your teacher is not going to mark it with a red pen. It's a private space for you to experiment and make a mess.
I think that is so important for people to hear. Learning is messy.
I could not agree more. Now, we've talked a lot about writing, but for people who really want to connect this to speaking, there is a kind of hybrid method.
The voice journal.
Yes. This is fantastic for people who are always busy or people who just hate typing or handwriting.
How does it work?
You use the speech-to-text function on your phone. Every smartphone has one now. You open a Notes app, tap the little microphone button, and just speak your journal entry.
So you're basically dictating your day.
You are. You say, today was a whirlwind. I managed to finish my big project. You just speak it out loud.
And the phone turns it into text for you.
It does. And this gives you immediate feedback on your pronunciation.
Oh, that's clever, because if you say a word and the phone writes something completely different,
Then you know your pronunciation wasn't clear. If you try to say sheep and the phone writes ship, you know you need to work on your vowel sound.
it's like a very honest, unforgiving test.
Very honest. But then you have a written transcript of what you said. You can read it, find your grammar mistakes, and edit it. It connects your ear, your mouth, and your eyes.
That is a fantastic technique, and really efficient, too.
Very efficient.
We have time for one last method, and this one is less about how to write and more about what to write to improve your social skill. I call it the gratitude challenge. And this isn't just about wellness or feeling good. This is a strategy for learning how to be polite and warm in English.
That's an interesting angle. Because English speakers, especially in the US and the UK, really do value politeness.
We really do. We love positive language. If someone helps you, just saying thanks is okay. But saying, you really made my day, that's so much better.
You made my day. That's a classic. It means you made me happy for the entire day.
Exactly. So the challenge is to write down things you're grateful for, but using these specific, high-value social phrases.
Okay, give us another one.
How about, I am immensely grateful for?
Immensely. That's a great word. It means hugely, very much.
I am immensely grateful for your help. It sounds so sophisticated and warm.
And what about when you finish something difficult at work?
I felt a sense of accomplishment.
A sense of accomplishment. That's another great collocation.
If you practice writing these phrases like, it was a heartwarming experience, or I was pleasantly surprised, you will start using them in conversation naturally, and people will love talking to you.
They will. It makes you sound like a positive, friendly, and articulate person. It's a social hack.
It really is.
Looking back at all of these methods, the daily recap, the AI editor, the voice journal, it all comes back to that first idea.
Speaking in slow motion.
Slow motion, preparing the script before you need it.
You mentioned your messy old journals earlier. Do you ever go back and read them?
I do sometimes. I look at journals from 3 or 4 years ago. And you know what? They're full of mistakes. Grammar errors, wrong words. It's all there.
Does that bother you to see?
Not at all. Actually, it makes me proud because every single mistake I see on that paper is a mistake I made in private, so I didn't have to make it in public.
That is such a beautiful way to look at it.
Those messy pages are the practice ground. They are the gym.
I love that. I think we should leave our listeners with that thought. Your mistakes are just footprints on the path to fluency.
Footprints on the path to fluency. I like that. They show you're moving forward.
So don't be afraid of that blank page. Just start. Write 3 sentences tonight. Try the daily recap.
Or try speaking to your phone.
Whatever you do, just start getting the words out of your head. Start writing today to speak better tomorrow.
Absolutely. Well, I think that brings us to the end of our conversation today. We really hope you found these tips helpful and that you feel inspired to pick up a pen or your phone and start journaling.
Please don't forget to subscribe and come back to the Vivid English podcast. We have so many more tips and strategies to share with you on your journey.
Yes. Be sure to tune in to Vivid English Podcast next time. We love having you here with us.
Have a wonderful week, everyone, and happy writing.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.